Hello, everyone. We are back. We are never really here, but we are back. So, rocket propelled grenade. Today, we have Jack, a deaf, limped, strategic genius. Say hi, Jack.
Hi,
All
I'm
right.
here.
Oh, yes, you are here.
You're not Jack, I'm Jack.
We have Oscar, an edgy knife
Hi.
edgelord. All right. Well,
Yeah, that's me.
so
Adam, could you please say my name? I put a lot of effort into my name.
okay. Oscar's character's name is Karak. Their name is R.Heart.
Character names are hard. Yeah, that's
Character
it.
names are hard because Oscar's a very clever man. So
'Cause it's very funny.
let's begin. Okay.
Okay.
So like every normal day, you're broke. You just killed some guys. Probably you need money. What you could do? You go up to the highwayman, of course. Oh yeah, I should probably mention to the viewers. This is Darkest Dungeon themed. Surprise! Okay, so you go up to the highwayman, and you're just like, dude, could I have a job? And he's like, dude, I got your back. And then, so he comes back to you in like 2 hours, and he's like, this rich ass fellow over here, he need two guys to go down into, I don't know, a hole or something. Go ask him.
Oh,
A hole. Do you guys want to go visit a hole?
that's. I think. What do you say? Hand. Let's visit the hole.
What?
Do you want to visit the hole?
We visit the hole. Yes.
Alright, so you go up to the guy, and this guy, he doesn't even tell you his name. He's just a bit too much of a dick. He sees you as crap. So he's basically, Aura, I'm the owner of this mine, you see. And every time I send miners down into it, none of them come out, and it's very terrible for business. So, if you don't mind, you go in there, you kill whatever is killing my folks, and then you come out. If you find any valuables, put them back, they're mine. Understand?
Yeah,
What?
sure.
Okay. So,
My friend.
so
here
now
knows.
you're standing in front of a pretty.
You don't understand, Adam.
Okay, you've traveled.
Do I know? Wait.
God damn.
Can my skills be? I know sign language.
No.
No.
No. You're gonna have to
Okay.
deal with the deaf man. That is.
You have to like roll for it to see if you get the right symbols in your hand.
Jesus,
It's-
Jack,
it's-
your
wait,
audio
it's,
is really fucking terrible. Out.
Is this working? Okay.
No.
We'll check how it works.
No, you do not. You do not get sign language. Okay, so basically,
Oh.
You're at the entrance of the mine, right? Pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Now, I won't force you guys to go in there if you don't want to, but please do. Okay.
Of course, we don't need to go in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, let's just say I have a nice life, I guess.
Okay, fucking go in there. So you enter
Yeah,
the
we go in
mine.
there.
So you enter the mine, alright? You enter the mine. Now, the deeper you go, the darker it goes. You know, that's how caves kind of work. And at some point, fucking Jack, you just feel a rock hit you on the head. And you guys have
Me or
no
Jack?
no, Jack. And you have no idea
Okay,
from which direction this rock came from. It came from one parts of the darkness, and you have no idea from where.
I want to use my strategic knowledge to figure out where this rock came from.
Yes, he can like triangulate a position of the three.
Yeah.
Alright, I roll for strategic knowledge, I guess. Roll D20.
Okay.
A2 is not gonna be enough.
But surely. I think it's the other way.
You look back at the entrance just because you don't realize that it came from the completely opposite direction. As soon as Jack turns his back, a fucking madman just jumps out of the sing and screams at Oscar's face, going, "The lamps! The lamps!"
The lamps?
Yes. Now, he still has a rock in his hand, and at this point you see it's bloody, and he's about to swipe at you. What do you do?
Dodge the rock.
Oh, you're gonna dodge the rock. He's like right up on you, so dodge. Okay, yeah, roll for dodge.
Did I roll?
Yes, roll d20, and then say your roll out loud.
I got a 20. I got a 1.
Critical
Also dead.
fail. So he manages to straight away knock you out in one sweep. Congrats. So
Okay,
you're
I'm
just there on the
slept.
floor. But fun fact,
I slept.
Jack has no idea this is happening because he's deaf. So Jack is still
I don't
looking...
turn the other way around.
Yeah, Jack is still looking at the entrance, trying to find this magical rock thrower. And Oscar's
Do you
just
get
been...
captured and sodomized?
Oscar's just been knocked out by this dude. Alright, so I'm gonna roll for this dude. He's gonna try and attack Jack. He got a 6. Jack, can you roll? Yes, please just roll.
16.
You manage just like because you can't hear, all your other senses are heightened, and you could smell his misty stank come towards you, and you turn around and manage to dodge.
Stank.
Nice.
You see that Oscar is passed out, and you see this man is holding the rock that made him go passed out. How do you know this? Because you could smell Oscar's blood on the rock. So,
Nice.
what do you do?
Can I take a strategic swipe
A strategic swipe. Okay.
down in his crotch area?
Down in his okay. Down in his crotch area. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Swipe at his crotch area, I guess.
8.
What are these rolls?
Yeah, you guys fucking suck. Yeah, no. As soon as you try to swipe, he just sees what you try to do, and because he's a little bit insane, he literally blocks your sword swipe with the rock he's holding in his hand, and just knocks it away from himself. Alright.
What is this man wearing, by the way? How
Nothing.
old does he look?
Like,
Nothing.
his face and body is mangled to the point you cannot tell.
Okay.
Alright?
I wake up now.
Alright, Oscar, you wake up. Congrats. And
Whoa.
you see this this hobo-looking fucker just one-handedly push away a sword with only a rock in his hand.
It's a morning star.
Oh yeah, sorry, a morning star. And you're just kind of sitting there going, "That's pretty impressive." What do you do?
I throw a poison knife at his wrist.
A poison knife? Roll.
Yeah.
So 2. Isn't I bet it will be.
It was
Is it Oscar?
Oscar. Roll.
Yeah. What? Roll. Yeah.
Roll, damn it, roll.
What?
was
I'm being
close.
rigged. I got another one. 2 rolls on the game. 2 rolls.
It's good to know you guys keep on critical failing. Oh my god, this is not even like this is the first encounter, and you guys are fucking sucking ass.
Well, I mean,
Implying it's our fault.
yeah.
Okay.
We're leaving it down to chance.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So Oscar, you throw your poison knife, and wait, Jack, can you roll for a sec? Let me just.
Oh, for dodge.
11.
Okay, well, congrats, Oscar. You may or may not have cut open your big toe with the knife you threw.
Me.
Yes.
My own poison.
Yes.
They have gangrene. Am I gonna die? Like what, Faust did?
Okay. When you guys were entering the cave, you had 0 stress. But ever since a magical hobo came and blocked the sword swing, Jack, your stress increases by 10%, and Oscar, yours increases by 15 because you managed to poison yourself.
Wow.
Alright. So, it's the hobo's turn. Alright. So, the hobo sees that Oscar's woken up. And he just goes, them flying spans, man! Them flying spans! And just jumps on you. He doesn't
Flying
even...
spines?
He drops the rock. He just jumps on you and he kind of slaps you across... Tries to attempt to slap you across the face. What you want to do in response? Man, okay. What you want to do in response?
Me.
Yeah, you. I'm giving you a chance here.
Pull out another knife or something and try to stab him with that?
Pull out another... You're gonna try stab
No.
him again. Roll. That hasn't been a good...
It's what I do.
Okay, roll. Come on down.
Oh,
15.
Yay! 15.
Congratulations. When he's about to slap you across the face, you manage to stab him directly in the hand.
Wow.
Your stress goes down by 2. So, guys, if you don't mind, could you keep up with your percentages because it's gonna kill me. Your stress goes down by 2, so you're at
sure.
so you're at 13%. All right.
13, okay.
This man suddenly, so the hobo just suddenly freezes, looks at his hand, looks back at you, looks at his hand. He's trying to calculate how this happened. He gets up and he just screeches. Like, you know how cougars screech? He just did that, but as a human.
But I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, no, you can hear it. Okay, Jack. It's so this man who's standing there with a knife in his hand, still stuck in his hand, and may or may not be screeching. His mouth is open. You can't hear it, so you don't know. What do you want to do?
Can I shove the end of my morning star down his throat?
Down his throat? Bloody hell. Okay, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, critical damage.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
13.
Right.
Go.
Oof, no.
Oh.
No, as soon as you grab him by the neck and put your morning star over his head, he just turns around and bites you on your arm. Your stress increases by 3%. And he is suddenly an animal. He doesn't walk on 2 legs anymore. He's just on 4 legs and returns to the darkness. So,
oh, he's gone?
No, he's not gone. He's just hidden in the darkness. You don't know exactly where he is. You can't see him. You can't smell him. All that would be possible is for you to hear him.
Yeah,
but the problem is, the strategic genius is deaf.
Yeah. Can I? So
can I smell him instead?
No, I just said.
Can I release? Can I release an unearthly howl?
An unearthly howl.
Scream and pop my lungs. Yeah, just
roll
like the bassiest, like very loud and shit.
Like death metal, very like or something like that.
Yeah, but like very loud and scary.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll.
12. Yeah.
It was mediocre, you know. Just like if it were in a metal band, it'd be pretty cool. But for a war chant, it's all you hear is someone replying with a howl, but from the left of you. So he suddenly crawls out and kind of acts a bit like a dog and starts going up to you and like stroking himself on your leg. What do you do?
Oh God! So he's very close to me, and he what's the word for it? He's not in combat. He's
not in combat at the moment, so you can do whatever you want.
Can I just look over to Jack and say, "Oh, can you kill this dude real quick?"
He can't hear you.
Can I like just throw a pebble at him or something?
What?
Throw a pebble at him. I just to like make him notice.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Throw a pebble at Jack. I want you to roll a d10 for that one because it's not worth 20.
Wow.
A 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hit him with a pebble, and Jack notices you. Well, do you signal to him like what at the guy?
Yeah,
So
I
you so you
I do the eye like looking at the
the madman.
gesture.
So you death stare at the guy.
No, it's more of like a side eye, like, oh, look at this dude. Can you kill him for me, please?
All right. Jack, can you roll a d20 for a sec?
Yeah.
The Monka S thing.
13.
Okay, so Jack
13.
understands what you mean. Jack, what do you do then?
Uh, I'm going. I want to see if there's a strategic rock I could throw my Morning Star at, and I will fall directly on top of him.
Sure.
What?
Um. Sure. Okay. Sure. Go ahead.
I'm very close to this person. Just
10.
whack him really.
10. All right. Now. Okay. Sure. Let's say it's successful. All right.
Yay.
So it hits him, and he freaks out and just grabs Oscar's leg and bites it.
Oh no.
Oscar, your stress increases by 10%. You're at so
23.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like an
So
Oscar
I have a poison toe and a bite and
all on the
rage-
same leg.
and this one guy cut off my leg. So help.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you are in incredible pain. You are screaming. Jack, you can't hear the screaming, but you know he's in incredible pain. You can see it from his face. What do? This man has basically attached himself with his teeth onto your leg. It's just like
Me.
you're not going to shake him off.
I cut off my leg to avoid any more.
You cut off your leg?
Yeah, there's rabies and poison on my leg. I don't want to like get those effects.
All right, roll.
You know,
All right, roll.
roll for leg cutting.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to see what happens.
do I cut off my other leg if it's a critical failure?
You cut your leg, but you stop at the bone because you're too much of a wimp to actually do it.
Wait, does that mean we have two people with strong limbs?
Yes. You have gained you have gained Jack's trait of a strong limp.
Strong limb. Oh, I thought you said. Oh no, two limbs. You mean strong limb. As
No,
like,
no.
Strong
Limbs.
legs.
No.
Oh no.
Jack can barely walk and you can barely walk now too. Congrats.
Limp.
Okay, I'd like
get
to
more
remind you
success
guys. I'd like to remind you guys. This hobo is still attached to your leg. Well, I say hobo. This
Okay.
thing is still attached to your leg. You gotta do something.
Can I just hit him?
Yeah, hit him. Go ahead.
Be successful for once.
Come on.
19!
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
He dead.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. He's just completely dead. But he manages to whisper one more thing. He manages to whisper, "He makes the people white," and he dies.
What?
That's it.
The
Like, he
lamps
made
and
us
then
white.
something. What was like the lamps and like the vases and then people.
Okay. So you just killed this homeless man, and you know for a fact that it couldn't have been him killing the miners because it couldn't have. They have hard helmets. It's just rock hard helmet don't work that way. So what you guys want to do?
Bandage my leg or something. My now 3 wounds on a single leg.
The only available bandage is the bandage the madman was using as pants.
No thanks, I'll pass.
Alright then. So
What, even to save yourself?
Nah, don't want no pant on leg.
you don't want no pant on leg.
No loincloth.
Alright. Jack, your stress decreases by 5 at the end because you managed to kill him in the most amazing fashion. Alright.
The amazing fashion. It was most innovative thing yet.
Just hit him really hard, guys.
Alright. Now that
Such a
you guys
genius.
are out of battle, could you both roll a D100, please? Because you're time to gain some skills, boys.
53.
Alright, 53. That means you get a positive skill, Oscar.
Sorry.
You were up to 23, so you still get a positive trait. Congrats, you two.
Yeah.
All right. Now both of you roll d10 again just to see which trait you get.
D10 or D100?
D100, sorry.
Trait number 64. The Minecraft
Number
style.
45.
All right, 64. Let's see. What did we write down? Okay. Doesn't watch anime. You gain the trait doesn't watch anime.
Yes.
You
I'm
are
gonna.
you are no weeb. You don't watch anime. That means you have no so you have a confidence boost in a way. You don't need
I can
2D.
talk to people.
Yeah, you don't need 2D girls to live your life. All right. 45. You're godlike.
Yes!
You gain the
Oh,
trait
come on.
godlike. People look at you and you are what they want to be. You are the embodiment of what people want to be.
Death and the strong limp.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, yes.
Well, I don't watch anime, so who's the?
But yeah, exactly. Who's the real who you don't watch anime, so it's basically the same. Alright. So you guys continue down the cave. You continue down the cave. It gets darker. It gets darker and darker, and you can see where I'm going with this. At some point, you get to this bridge-like
Is it
area.
a dark cave?
It's a dark mine. It's like a dungeon, like a
Could
very
it be
dark
the
dungeon.
darkest?
Is it the darkest dungeon?
Is it the darkest dungeon? Maybe, I don't know.
We said it.
Okay, you at some point get to a very odd sounding floor. You keep on hearing creak.
Well, Oscar
creak,
keeps on hearing.
Creak.
Yeah.
Yeah, not you, Jack, but Oscar. You keep on hearing creak, 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 and you look towards Jack. He doesn't notice this, so he's just godlike. He's just walking around, stomping his feet on this unstable floor, and at some point you just hear a massive crack, and you just see Jack disappear.
Oh no. So just, is there a passenger in front and one below?
What? Sorry, you keep on breaking
So,
up.
yes. So he just fell through a hole in the floor.
I don't know. You should. That's your job to investigate, not mine.
I look over the hole and shout. Oh no! I drop some stuff in the hole so you can
What you drop
communicate
in
or
the
something.
hole?
Oh no! I have like infinite knives, so I'll just drop.
Just drop
Wait,
it.
I could stab him. No. Are there rocks around? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Some
So
sand.
yeah, you hear. It's not that deep. It's not that deep, but you
Not that
can't.
deep.
But you don't see anything in there.
No. Can he make a sound?
He can, but he doesn't know where he is. He can't see, and he's deaf.
So, I can't do anything.
Can we abandon him? He's pretty much dead at this point.
All right, sure.
No,
Sure.
I-
Yeah, you can abandon him if you want.
No, I can't. I won't survive that. I'd like burn my other leg before. No, no, I don't want to jump down. I continue the path to try to find another way into that whole area.
All right. So you look ahead, and suddenly you see this suddenly like a slight white glimmer coming from the thing, and a little bit of a snarl as well. It comes closer, until you can recognize that a ghoul has appeared upon you.
A ghoul. Oh, him.
It just snarls at you, continuously creeping closer and closer and closer and closer. Suddenly, you can hear the creaks and cracks that the ghoul is creating, and at some point, the ghoul just collapses the entire floor.
Nice. So okay, so we both fall down a hole now
Yes.
with a ghoul.
So
Is it the same hole?
both of you get up, and now you can see there isn't just one ghoul. There are two ghouls in front of you at the moment. Now, I don't know. I'm not supposed to tell you guys anything, but I don't think they're nice. Because they're
Yeah.
ghouls.
Okay. Are they not attacking yet?
They are at the moment just snarling at you, like kind of to intimidate, if anything.
I see. I like signed something. Wait, can't no, he can't see me, can he?
You can see you
Jack,
now. There's a slight light. There's a slight shimmer.
Okay, I try like signing Jess and say, "Oh, let's attack together as one, as like a surprise attack, more or
All
less."
right, roll d20, and Jack,
Oh.
roll d20 as well.
3.
Yeah, no, Jack does not understand the word.
What if I get a 20?
If
I get a
anything,
20.
Jack's.
No.
If anything, all Jack saw was, "Please give me egg roll," and that was it.
Can I give him egg roll?
Put his hand out.
Yes. Jack,
But-
Can
Jack,
I roll for
do a
egg
d20 to search for egg roll.
3.
You you don't find an egg roll.
No, that is.
Can I just like tell him I couldn't find any?
Yes, you shout, "I couldn't find an egg roll," and then the ghouls just suddenly attack.
No, no.
You just like the loud sound just set them off. They firstly attack Jack, who hasn't noticed they're attacking yet because he can't hear. All right. So Jack, could you do a luck roll? I guess because that's what this is going to be.
4.
Yeah, no, the ghoul got a 19. The
Oh.
ghoul just swipes you on the leg and you just fall to your face. Luckily, it was the leg you already had a limp on, so that's a plus. But then again, you are on your face onto the floor. Oscar, you witnessed this. What are you going to do?
So there's still another ghoul, right?
Yeah, they're two ghouls. One of them is attacking Jack and the other one is heading towards you.
I do like the knife spray ability, so I just throw knives everywhere,
Okay.
like in the ghoul direction.
Yeah, but like one of the ghoul is next to you where Jack is, and one of the ghoul is coming like in front of you.
Oh, I just shotgun knife throw, and the ghoul is in front of me.
All right,
the closest
well, d20 please.
one. So,
Yeah.
I got two.
You don't when you do this, you don't just miss the ghouls. You manage to hit Jack 3 times. Right, like 3 times
My God.
onto his back. And Jack, if anything, he's confused because he doesn't know where they come from. Alright.
Oh.
So the ghoul that's attacking Oscar, let's see what he gets. Oscar, could you roll a d20?
Do I get stress or something for hitting my partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what the stress is after the ghoul.
For fuck's sake!
Oh my God!
The last 4 rolls are below 4.
And I keep on rolling like 15s and 16s and 19s.
Oh my God! Can you stop breaking the game?
This
Okay,
game is rigged.
the other ghoul just pounces at you and knocks you against the wall behind you. You just smash into it. Your stress level increases by 20%.
20.
Yeah,
Oh,
you just
shit.
hit your teammate, and a ghoul is now just stuck in you to the wall and is staring blankly at you. Jack, your stress level is also increased by 20.
Oh shit.
Well, no, actually, I'll do I'll say increase by 13 because you are not aware of what's happening quite yet.
Okay.
Put up.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Jack, it's your turn, I guess.
Well, can I get off the floor first?
Yes, go ahead.
Do I roll for that?
No,
Oh, yes,
no, no.
yes.
Let's just assume you got off the floor, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, roll for it. Push up.
Alright.
I want to assess the situation.
You want to assess it? Do you want to use your strategic genius?
Yes.
Alright, roll.
Come on!
Say.
Okay. All your strategic genius says is it's just really animalistic. There is ghoul. He attack me. I attack it. So now you have to attack the ghoul. You just roll just for generic attack. You're just generically attacking it. You rolled a 6. Let's see what the ghoul.
Fuck
rolled.
off!
Don't worry.
A 19.
Okay, the ghoul was pretty proud of himself. Oh, look at this idiot! I just knocked him over, and he's just kind of like trying to brag. and through that distraction, your attack comes out of nowhere for him.
No,
Look,
yay.
he got a critical fail. That's the only way you won.
Wow.
So you managed to knock him back, and he just kind of, as he flies through the air, about to land on his back, he's kind of thinking, "Man, I'm a bit cocky."
Ooh,
And it
1.8.
lands. Okay. Now it's technically his turn again, but let's see what let's roll for him. He's still too stunned by it because he's still too stunned by it, so this round is going to skip him. Jack, your stress decreases by 1% for that attack.
Ooh, 1%.
Yeah. Well, look, it's better than nothing. All right. Oscar,
Yeah,
it's
no.
your turn. You are pinned down by a ferocious motherfucker.
I can't run away.
No,
Oh my god.
you have to do something. He's
well,
like right in front of you, so there's no way you can miss. Like he's like
Yeah,
pinned
so-
you down.
Well, I just plunged a knife into like like the bottom of his chin, like
Yeah, strength roll.
between his neck and his face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, roll.
Something over 10 maybe this time.
Yay!
Oh, holy shit! Wait, let me roll.
19.
for the goal.
Yeah. He dead. I mean, he got
Oh
one
no,
in
he
the neck,
didn't. He
whatever.
got an 18. So you managed.
No way.
You managed to stab him up the jaw, and he just kind of reels back in pain. But the fact is, his jaw was almost basically dislocated from his head, so he's highly damaged, but he's not dead. You get minus 3% stress.
Me, nice.
Yeah.
Mine too. So I'm
Alright.
at 40% strength.
But now it's that ghoul's turn, so that might not last very long. That ghoul tries to ghouls are pretty dumb, alright? Now he watches a lot of humans a lot of time, and he's like, wow, I want to use a tool. So he pulls the knife out and attempts to throw it back at you. Can you do a dodge roll for me, Oscar? Oscar. Dodge roll.
Dodge roll?
Yes, please.
I'm rolling to roll. What is this? I don't like this.
Well,
Six.
luckily for you, what I rolled for the ghoul was 5. So he manages to cut your hair as it lands against the wall, but you manage to dodge it. But
Oscar suffers a confidence loss. My hair!
No, more stress.
No. Yeah, actually,
Bad.
I'll add 1% of stress
For
right
fuck's
there.
sake.
Merry Christmas. Alright. Jack, it's your turn.
1 stress.
So this
41.
stunned ghoul is now getting up and he looks a little bit angry. What you gonna do?
I want to attack his arm.
You want to attack his arm?
Yes.
Specifically? Alright, roll.
10.
A 10? He rolled a 17.
Oh fuck.
You try to attack his arm, he just hits your morning star and kind of knocks you back. And now it's his turn, so that's fun. Let's see what he does against that. He just goes for your entire body. He just wants to slash at you. Could you do a roll for me, Jack? Be a dart.
There we go. Oh fuck.
A 3. Oh, lovely. Well,
What the fuck? Okay, no, this is actually insane. Like, 4,
No.
3,
You've
4,
been
1, 1, 3.
insanely unlucky this entire round. Just going oh bloody hell, Jack, you're just incredible pain. There are just scratch marks all over your back, and you're pretty sure you're missing large quantities of muscle mass from your back now. Your stress levels just increased by 25%.
Oh fuck.
Jesus.
Okay. Oscar, your turn. Ghoul just missed your head with knife. What you gonna do?
So is the ghoul still very close to me?
The ghoul's I'd say 3 meters in front of you because he's really wriggled
I
back.
throw I pull off a Dio Brando and throw a bunch of knives at him.
You pull off a Neo Brando and what? Sorry.
A Dio Brando, yeah, Dio.
Yeah.
And just do like many knives in one direction.
Oh, many more knives. All right, roll. A 6.
Come
Number six.
on!
Oh.
All right.
Who could have guessed it? It's not a good number.
Oh fuck! The ghoul got a 19. All right. So
Of
just.
course it
deflecting
did.
back into me.
Alright, so the ghoul just like the ghoul barely notices any knives go past him as just like he barely noticed the knives go past him. He doesn't know you've actually done anything. That's how weak and feeble it was. Alright, now the ghoul thinks you're weak and feeble even though you don't watch anime. So
Oh
so
no!
let's see
Wait,
what
can I try and impress the ghoul with the fact that I don't watch anime? Like I
you have to
say,
wait till
oh
next
yeah.
round.
God damn it.
Alright, could you roll a d20 for me? Because the ghoul's about to do a big boy attack.
So, sorry.
You proper, please. Just roll.
I
damn
know.
it.
I'm sorry.
Just roll
18.
18!
Pretty nice.
First
So
time.
he just jumps towards you. You dodge out of the way, and he just hits the wall, smack all with his head,
Yeah.
and gains some damage. All right. Time for Jack's turn. Jack turn. What you do?
Can I impress him with my godlike stature?
Oh, you
Can you?
okay? Yeah, sure. Do it.
The fuck off!
You
No, ma.
Free!
you try to act godlike, and all it does is make you look pretentious.
The curse.
The ghoul is now going to deal an extra 2 damage. All right.
Oh, fuck.
What is
Ghoul
this fucking
turn.
curse about?
The curse dice. Okay. Ghoul turn. Okay, so the ghoul's just scratched up your back. You are highly stressed. You tried to act like a god, and it failed. Actually, you know what? If it failed, get +5 stress, my amigo.
Oof.
Alright, time to roll for the ghoul. Okay. Now, the ghoul is just really annoyed by you and just wants to finish you off, so he goes for your head. Could you roll, please?
Who?
Jack.
Oh,
this ghoul is still attacking you.
20!
Oh, nice!
20!
As
That's 20 of the
Ghoul is
day.
dead. Ghoul is dead. Ghoul is dead. Ghoul is dead.
As the ghoul jumps towards your head, suddenly he realizes, shit, this guy is a god. As your godlike stature finally shows, he stops himself, walks back, finds the knife Oscar threw later, and just stabs himself multiple times.
Wait.
Yeah.
Can you tell him to fight the other ghoul that's attacking me, please?
Well, he's dead.
He's dead now.
He's seppuku.
Okay.
He couldn't survive seeing such a god in front of him. Oscar,
Let's see.
it's your turn. One ghoul is
I
dead.
could only imagine how much stress I'll lose for that.
So,
Yeah, no,
the ghoul
you
hit
do. You lose
against the
like
wall, right?
Jack. No, Jack. You lose like 20 stress seeing that happen. This ghoul saw your godlike powers and just couldn't live with it. So you lose 20% stress.
Nice.
So the ghoul is now like against the wall because he just hit it because of my
Yeah, he
expert
is.
dodge.
Yeah. So what you want to do?
Okay, I go up to him because obviously throwing knight's not gonna work anymore because I fucking suck at it apparently. I just take 2 knights and just stab him multiple times, like just pincushion like.
All right, roll.
Roll 20.
A 2.
Wait. Yep, that sounds about right.
I thought you were going to try the anime strat for once, but you just went straight for the attack.
Oh, I forgot.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he would have rolled a 2 anyway.
So you rolled a 2. The ghoul rolled an 18. So yeah, that looks pretty good.
Fuck.
So as you try to stab him with one knife in each hand, he just manages to turn around and grab those knives and throw you back. So you're just there laying on the floor as a ghoul stares down on you. And it's his turn, so congrats. He got... Okay. So the ghoul's just staring at you, and he's about to try and crush your ribcage by just full blast jump on you. He's just trying to use all the pressure he can create to.
Can I pull off
What? What you
off
want?
a knife and just go like, ow?
You keep on breaking
While
up.
I
Dude.
slash.
So you want to put like a knife above yourself, so when he lands, he hits the knife.
Yeah,
All right, roll.
yeah, like in the cylinder kind of thing.
Yeah, roll.
20. Shit, roll 20. 20!
Oh, nice. As soon
We
as
haven't gotten anything from 10 to 18 yet.
no,
Yeah.
it's constantly 20s, 20. It's like either it's like under 10 or it's a lucky 20.
Yeah.
So as soon as you turn around, he just jumps down, and he's suddenly filled with fear. So he kind of messes up, and his chest just lands onto the knife, and he wriggles around on you for a while until he just suddenly stops.
So I do stress for that because that was.
I was about to say you lose 10 stress. It's only 10 because there's still a ghoul on top of you, and that is a stressful situation.
Fair enough.
Alright. Okay, now battle's over. You time to do the trait rolls, guys.
Okay.
Alright, so roll d10 to see if you get positive or
47.
negative. Oh, if you were
47 on me.
Oh! Okay. So
47,
so-
and I have 31.
So Oscar gets a positive skill, and
Woo!
Jack gets a negative skill. All right, Oscar, roll for your
Nice.
positive skill.
Until this dish doesn't. 59.
59. Let's see. 59. You can pull off a beret.
A beret?
Yes.
Do you have a beret?
Yeah, no, now he gets a
Do
beret.
I have a beret?
You have a beret in your items.
I have a
congrats.
beret.
You have
Cool.
a beret. So, not just are you a connoisseur of not watching anime, people can now see it as you just walk around swanky like with your beret.
So
So
I
you
just-
don't have to tell people that you don't watch anime. They just know.
Amazing.
All right.
I just ooze style.
Yeah, you just ooze style. Jack, could you?
I got
roll
57.
57.
Yeah.
You have tapeworms. You have tapeworms. You cannot consume food correctly, and if anyone hits your stomach, your tapeworms will take out their anger on you. So beret and tapeworms. Let me write that down.
I have a beret.
You have a beret. All right. So that was the first negative skills. Nice. And you guys are
Tapeworm.
tapeworms. Tapeworms are more popular than dogs in England. Fun fact.
I mean, yeah.
Thanks, Sean Locke. Anyway, continuing. Suddenly, now that everyone's basically dead. Alright, so like you've killed the ghouls, and then you just assume, alright, so those were the SIGs that were killing miners. So there's probably a ghoul
Can I
nest.
try?
There's probably a ghoul nest at the bottom of this or something.
Wait,
Then
before anything happens,
Yeah,
can I
sure.
look around for like a bug or like a small creature I could crush so I can get another trait?
Yeah, go ahead. Wait, what? Wait,
Okay.
what? What do you want to do? You want to
I
find
look for a bug. Just some small thing I could kill easily and get another trait.
No, because I won't count it as no. No. Okay.
No, never mind. Then.
After you kill the ghouls, you assume that they were the reason why. You assume there's a ghoul nest at the bottom of this mine. Suddenly, a floating head appears, coming towards you. You can see its spine,
Oh,
and you can see it used to be a miner, and you're kind of sitting there a little bit scared. As suddenly, sound irradiates from the head. The head isn't speaking, just the sound from the head. But Jack, this doesn't actually scare you because you're deaf. Oscar, there's a +1% stress for you.
+1? Oh no. What am
Yeah,
I
but
doing?
no stress for Jack because he can't hear it.
Mhm.
So the head literally, the head seems to say, "Killing my creatures, that makes you interesting. Interesting people usually end up dead." And the head summons 2 other heads to come at.
What?
So they're
Heads do
free
mitosis now.
flying.
What?
They're free flying heads in front of you guys, and you don't know what they're about to do. As suddenly, one of them uses their spine hanging down to attempt to whip you. And by you, I mean Jack.
Oh.
Okay,
Do you
so
roll?
yeah, roll. Yeah, of
Me
course.
too.
10.
A 10? He manages to whip you, but barely. So it was, if anything,
Ooh, 19.
no, not you, Oscar. You don't
Oh,
roll.
what?
Jack
I wasted a good roll.
roll.
Damn it.
Okay. So the guy manages to whip you, but it does no damage. If anything, you feel a little bit aroused. Okay.
I do stress.
Yes, actually,
Can
yes.
I
Yes, you
just-
lose 2 stress.
Can I swagger up to them with my beret in hand, no, beret on head, and like that posture, and say, "Oh, I see you're a gentleman of taste as well. Neither. Fuck no. You guys want to talk about how much you don't watch anime?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Okay.
Sure, roll for it.
10.
And let me roll for all the free heads. You manage. 2 of them are just like, hey, I like anime, and one of them goes like, oh my god, finally, I'm stuck with these bastards. They are fucking weeps. And he suddenly comes over to you, tries to shake your hand, realizes he doesn't have an arm, and then he's just like, hey dude, we can talk later, but these guys are going to try and kill you. Can I help?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So you've
See,
gained
like-
you have gained a head buddy.
Can we help us slay these filthy weaves? I got a buddy.
Alright, you got a
Do you
buddy.
get minus stress because of a buddy? Should get stress with a
Yeah,
buddy.
you get minus stress, get minus 5 stress. Minus 5 stress for us.
Got it.
Alright. So now you have a head buddy. Jack doesn't know he's your buddy. All he saw is a head going up to you, opening and closing his mouth. So, Jack, you don't know what's happening. So, Jack, you could still attack that head if you want.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Can I just
Okay.
wait frantically say like making some motions and okay, it's a friend, like I hug it or something?
No, it's too late. Your turn is over. And so, it's now another head's turn. So, the other head was insulted by your comment about anime. So, he goes for Oscar. Oscar, roll.
Got it. Okay. 18.
18, pretty nice. You manage, when the head at speed floats towards you, you manage to grab his spine and whip him back from whence he came.
Well, no, if I grab his spine, can I grab him by the bottom and just wave him around like flannel and hit the other head with the other with?
No, because the other head's too far away. The closest head to you is your friend head.
I don't
And
want to hit
so-
my friend head.
So you just whip him back straight away. Alright. Now, Jack, it's your turn. So what happened is you just saw Oscar whip one of the heads back. One of the heads being really close to Oscar, and one of the heads kind of just luring back there. What do you do?
Can I
Why are you
assess-
trying to
can I
make Jack
assess the
fight?
situation?
You assess this.
Yes.
Okay, strategic. Alright.
Genius.
Roll
Yes.
You
for
could
it.
tell if they
Roll
turn.
for strategic genius. It hasn't worked
11.
so far. All right. So you kind of analyze. You kind of analyze at the fact. You kind of know that the one that was just whipped away, he isn't a problem. The one who's luring in the back. So the ones you have to worry about are the ones next to Oscar and the ones next to luring in the back. You know that Oscar has a control probably on the one that's close to him, and you think.
Wait, he doesn't know about my buddy? No,
No, he
He
doesn't.
would know because he can tell that I am a non-anime
No, this
watching
is-
genius, right? He can't.
No,
I have a brain.
Can you let me
I
finish?
have a brain.
He he basically sees a head next to you, but he assumes you have a control. You're handling it.
Okay,
So
I see.
So the best option for Jack would be to go after the one who's luring in the back there.
I see.
Then I take a limp towards him.
You take a limp roll, please.
Liberal, please.
Oh my
20.
god! You lift your leg, and as soon as you put it down, you realize, I can walk! I can walk! And you lose your limp trait.
You're so
You manage to cure your limp. And then you just run over to the head, and the head actually gets scared. Alright.
I lose stress.
And the thing is, that head, it was that head's turn, and that head is just running from you now. He wasted his turn just trying to get away from you, because you're a godlike man that just cured his limp, and you're just running
Whoa.
after him. All right.
How much stress do I lose for that?
It's you lose. Yeah, actually, you lose like 10 stress because you cured your limp. Fucking,
Yay.
you
My
guys
stress
are,
looking good.
yeah, your stress is looking fucking damn it.
A lot better than what it was before.
Yeah, you guys were like getting to like 50% and shit.
Yeah,
Alright,
I had like 50%.
now it's the friend head's turn.
Friend head.
And so what he
Fred.
does, Fred for sure.
Ned.
Okay,
Ned
So-
the friend head. Oh, Freddy.
so
yeah, Freddy, yes.
he kind of sits there going, I don't know what to do. I can't do much. And he kind of sits down and waits. Oscar, your turn. Oscar, your
I
turn.
smile at friend head, saying, "That's all right, buddy." And
The sexual tensions rise.
Okay.
and I just also charge towards the other head, the one I whipped away,
All right.
and I pull out a knife to try and butcher the head.
All right. Well, roll, please.
Oh shit!
Anytime now. 14.
Oh, first average roll.
Um,
Whoa.
Oh, they're all average.
As soon as you swipe towards the head, because he's floating, he just goes down, and you just completely miss him.
I miss him.
Yeah, because he got
Did you-
he got a 16.
That's not that much of a difference.
It's higher than yours. That's the difference that counts. All right. So you just missed him, and your friend head. He tries to hold back his snickering, but you can still kind of hear it. That raises your stress by 1, because you're stressed that
By
this
1?
relationship is already heading to a rocky area. All right, Jack, you god of a man just fucking cures limp running after head. You managed to catch up to the head. What do you want to do?
Wait, did I catch up to it?
Yeah.
Uh,
The head can only float. He ain't that fast.
Okay. I want to strategically bounce my Morningstar off the side of the wall so it like goes up behind him and then hits him in the back of the head.
Okay, roll
And for
He is strategic.
more
Oh,
more
wait.
surprise damage.
for more of a surprise damage. Alright.
Has he got 20?
Roll.
18.
Oh shit! He also got 18.
I'm gonna delete.
Does
my
that mean?
head.
Okay, what happened is the Morningstar hits the wall and then manages to get entangled in a spine, and now the good dude is stuck to the ground and can't float away. And
The
he's,
good dude. The
no,
friend,
not the friend dude. He's sitting down at the back, just watching you guys fight. So
Okay, cool.
the other guy, he's just stuck and tried to get away, but because his spine is just hooked down by the Morningstar, Jack just nears him, and he looks genuinely afraid. And out of panic,
Jack,
he attacks Jack. Wait, let me just roll.
Jack, pull off like a hog and just like bash him against every single surface possible.
Yeah.
Just,
Okay,
like, swing him around.
I can't hear you. I'm deaf.
okay. Jack, could you please roll, because he's attacking you.
17.
He manages.
Again.
he manages to attack you. He goes for a bite, but he's extremely stressed. He bites you on the hand, but you literally slap him, and he just tries to go as far away from you as possible. Oscar,
Slap.
your turn.
Me.
No, wait,
Me
sorry,
turn?
not your turn. The head that you just attacked's turn. Sorry.
Okay.
You just missed hitting him completely. So let's see what he's gonna do. Oh fuck. Well, he attempts to whip you with his spine, but in that attempt, he just gets his spine stuck on your shoulder.
On my shoulder.
Yeah, around your shoulder area. All right. So now it is your turn.
Okay. So I grab him by the top of the spine, and then use him as a morning star, as I've seen Jack do, and just try to destroy the wall with his cranium.
All right, roll.
13.
13. Okay, let me just roll for him. It works. You keep on bashing him, bashing him, bashing him. But at some point, you do it with so much force, the spine just rips off, and he manages to escape it, and he just looks at you with so much anger. All right. So your friend head is tries to scream, "Fucking run!" Jack.
Fucking weaves.
No, not to the head, to you.
Oh.
Jack. All right, Jack. Jack. This guy just bit you. He just disrespected you. You're the scariest thing he's ever seen, and he has seen some fucking shit. So, what you want to do?
I want to grab his head and smash into the floor.
All right, roll.
Like we're all doing that.
The fuck?
Oh, it's pretty weird.
6.
Oh, fuck. God damn it. Well, you grab his head, you hit it on the ground, but it doesn't do much, let's be honest. He kind of loses all the fear he had from you there, and to be honest, you feel a little bit less confident than you were before. You gained 2 stress.
Wait, did I lose stress with...
No, you gain. I said gain.
But I mean like before.
Yeah, you were down to 18, dude.
I know, but...
No, shut up. You gained 2 stress.
Good. Shut up.
Okay.
Alright. Now it's the head that's attacking Oscar. The head's eyes suddenly become just, they're no eyes anymore. It's just a blue ray as his jaw opens up and he suddenly shoots this ghostly energy towards you. Make a roll, please, Oscar.
No! Shit.
Oh, he got an 8. I thought he was gonna miss, but then you did a crappy roll. Alright, so he just manages to blast the shoulder that pieces of spine are still attached to. He just manages to blast that, and you just like spin around in the air and just land face first onto the ground. You just see this demonic head that has laser beams floating. You gain 10 stress.
How much stress?
10.
10.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay. Your friend head starts floating over and he screams at the other head to go down. And he attempts to whip the other head. Wait, let me roll. It fails. And the other head actually shoots him back and he falls onto the ground next to you.
Can I shout at the head saying, how come you can't do that, laser?
You can...
Fred.
Yeah, sure. What do you shout at him?
I tell Fred, hey, can you also do that laser thing he's doing? Because that would be really handy.
He says, it's out of my control. Alright, Jack, your turn. You just had, it's Jack's turn.
Okay.
Jack,
yes.
You just had a wimpy attempt at breaking this dude's skull. The dude is just looking at you kind of...
Yeah, what a wimp.
They're just like, what? I had respect for you, man. What do you do?
I just pick up my morning star and whack him on the head.
Okay, roll.
18.
You whack him on the head, and he just hits the ground. He comes back up because his spine is bouncy, and he really looks dizzy. He's basically at the end of his days. So, but now it's his turn. Let's see what this guy does. Okay. So what he does, he whips his spine on your morning star. Could you please roll, Jack?
19.
He attempts to take the morning star out of your hand, but as soon as you notice, you pull back, and his head runs into the morning star, and he dies.
Nice.
So now you have.
Hey, could you help me with a fucking laser spewing one now, please? That'd be great.
He doesn't know about the laser spewing one yet.
And also, I can't hear you.
Yeah, he's been concentrating on this head. No, okay, but so now you have just a dead head. Like there's a head on your morning star. It's just stuck there.
Is it like a decoration?
Keep it.
Yes. Okay, it's time
Cool.
for
He's got 2 flames now.
it's time for the laser boy. The laser head. He kind of just
I love that band.
you just hear a ghostly voice come from him going, "My creation, my creation, my creation," and he shoots at Friendo. Oscar, you have a chance to interfere at this.
I jump in front of Fred the head.
Fred
To
the
try
head,
and
can you
save
roll
him.
for that, please? Oh, you're so lucky.
No way, really?
Yeah, he got a 4. So you managed to go over Fred the head and manage from some miracle to soak up all that damage.
Yay.
But your fear for Fred it makes you gain like 5 stress. Just like
My friends.
yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Jack, it's your turn now.
Well, I don't know anything.
Oh wait, no, it's actually Fred the head. Fred the head just
Is it my turn?
no.
My turn.
I'm counting that as your turn.
Oh.
Well, it's that or Fred dies.
Never mind, then I'll
Alright.
take it.
Fred the head just kind of sees the wound on your shoulder and then attempts to at least a little bit bandage it up, and that makes you feel comforted, and you lose 2 stress.
Oh, thanks, Fred.
All right, Jack, it is your turn now, and the last laser beam the guy shot you saw it was a very flashy light. So now you're kind of thinking to yourself, when did these heads get lasers? What happened? What did Oscar do? Why is he protecting that head? I don't know. So out of your just general idea, okay, so Oscar is protecting that one head and the other head is really mad. What do you want to do?
I need to strategically assess the situation.
All right, roll then.
Okay, Solid Snake.
Fuck.
You take it way out of context. You think that
No.
the head underneath Oscar is trying to stab him in the belly, and the other head is trying to take out his head. What you want to do?
No. Please, no. Let's take
Wait.
myself.
The one with the laser is taking out his head? What?
No. You think that he's aiming for the head. That's what I was trying to say.
Whose head?
Oscar's head.
Alright.
Not his
there are many
Fred head. There are too many
Okay.
heads. I should have thought about that. Anyway, continue.
I will...
Okay, the one aiming for my head is obviously a bigger risk. I can live without like a back. I can't live without a head.
Can I throw my morning star at the lasers and like it will sort of reflect the lasers off it into going any direction?
He hasn't shot a laser yet.
Oh shit.
The laser is just what made you see the situation.
Oh. But
Well-
will there be a lasers firing at any time when I throw my morning star?
Well, what I can do is we skip this round and then we say when he shoots the laser, you can do a roll to see if it works, and then you
Okay.
get the chance. All right. So it's the other head's got a turn, and this guy is This guy just gets even more annoyed. He literally screams, "My creation, my creation, my creation," constantly, and then again tries to fire on Oscar's back. Okay, Jack, do your roll. Jack.
7.
You managed to Oscar. Could you also do a roll?
Okay, sure.
You managed to miss. The morning star completely misses the head. If anything, the head. Oh.
One. I got a 1.
I hit Oscar instead.
Yeah. Oh, so the Morning Star misses the head. All it does really is indicate to the head where Jack is. The Morning Star falls on Oscar's back, dealing to him damage and increases his stress by 10. It also increases your stress by 15.
Ooh.
And the head still shoots its lasers, but at Oscar, but it does barely any damage because he critically failed. So and Oscar's still protecting head. Oscar, it's your turn. You just got hit by a Morning Star.
Is a Morning Star anywhere near?
What? It's on your back.
Okay, so I take it and I just run like a berserk style, just swing it around. Like I have no care. I am very hurt. I want to protect the beloved head. I just spin it like a helicopter in front of me and just charge the enemy.
Alright, roll. This better be a high roll.
What do you mean? It's
No, I'm just joking. Hey, go.
20.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, very nice. You manage to continuously hit the head. You manage like to spin around, manage to get him by the spine and spin him around, and throw him to the other side where Jack is stationed, into that wall where he crashes. Okay, Fred the head suddenly gets up, and he's like, "Dude, we should just leave. We should run. Jack, the head that was shooting lasers is now suddenly a lot closer to you, and you don't have your Morning Star. What do you do?
Punch him.
Can I grab the nearest rock and just hit him in the head?
Yeah, go ahead, do that.
Fuck.
Let's roll
6.
for Mr. Head. No, all that does is just make him turn around and open up his jaw, and he's about to shoot a laser in your face. Let's see what happens. My God, why is all his lasers crap? Can you roll? Jack, roll.
Watch this one.
What the hell? As soon as he shoots a laser at you, he stops as your godlike being starts shining.
Again?
And he fears for his life, and the head just explodes. It just explodes, pieces going everywhere.
Yes.
You lose 10 stress.
No.
Do I lose stress? Because I saw a head from the last time.
No, you don't.
He's stressful.
You're still kind of look, I'll do -5 stress because you did throw him away, but you're still stressed.
46 stress.
All right.
Oh shit.
Okay. The battle's over. Fred is just like, I'm so sorry, but weebs, am I right?
Yeah, I just look at Fred in the head. I just look at Fred, look him in the eye, and say, "Live towards destroyed."
Fred just nods. Your relationship grows stronger.
Yeah.
Can you guys please roll for to see what skills you're gaining?
58.
Okay, so you'll be gaining a positive skill. Oscar's at 46, so he's
89.
89, so you both get positive skills. My God.
Oh, why do you want us to fail?
I want you guys to fail. Alright, so what was Jack? He was 58.
I have 42 as my positive.
You eat fast. Oh wait, no, that's 42. So that means you're a pothead. You're a chill dude.
It's a good point.
It's harder for you to get stressed in situations.
Yay.
You're pretty chill. Okay, Oscar, you roll. What did you get?
80.
Let's see what 80 is. This is where we started running out of ideas, so it might get weird. You're good at Guitar Hero. You're just like you're pretty good at Guitar Hero. So I don't know why we just created this weeb hating beret wearing Guitar Hero master over here.
I'm a neckbeard.
Yeah, you're an edgy neckbeard. Congratulations. Okay, so basically what happened is you are now an edgy neckbeard, and you and Fred are just the best of friends. You are best friends now. You are basically ticked off the list of everything Fred has ever wanted in a friend. All right.
Whoa.
So
Yeah, do we play Guitar Hero together? Wait, he has no arms. Fuck. Oh.
it's okay. He'll play the
He
drums.
sings.
Yeah. All right. As all the heads are dead, you suddenly see a blue light coming from at the very end of the mine. It gets brighter, it gets closer, it gets brighter, it gets closer, and you don't know what's happening. And then suddenly, you can kind of see a form. A man, well, you hope it's a man, wearing a trench coat, and a flaming skull within a lantern. He calls himself the Collector.
Oh, him.
And he just says, "You have killed my creations, and now you shall be my replacement." And suddenly,
I just nudge Fred the head, bro style, and ask, do you know this guy?
Fred the Head just goes, "He's my boss."
Oh, sucks, dude.
The Collector from his trench coat takes out a long chain-like whip. At the end of it, a morning star. It is like it's like basically it's a super long-ranged flail, like
Whoa.
super long
like Castlevania.
Yeah, basically Castlevania.
Seems really inefficient.
This is a D&D, so it's going to be very efficient. No, this is not a D&D. But anyway, whatever. So, the first thing he does is attack Jack. Jack, what do you do? I guess you dodge roll.
Well, yeah, what else am I gonna do?
Yeah, I know, right? So, wait.
Oh, shit.
Let's see what he does. Oh, he got a 19. Oh no. Oh no, Jack. You hear a crack in your chest as you're just pushed back all the way back to where you first fell into the ground by the ghouls. So you're like a long way away from the battle. You just suddenly have an entire horrific fear of this creature. This is like the most powerful thing you ever see. You would usually at this stage gain 25 stress, but you're a pothead, so you only get 20.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're pretty chilled, dude. You don't get that stressed
Yeah.
too fast. Alright.
Okay.
So, Oscar, it is your turn.
I just say, whoa, that was pretty cool. I'm guessing you don't like anime.
The Collector... Wait, let me roll. Let's see. I just want to see how this goes. Yeah, roll.
So 20.
Yeah, if I get 20 out of 20, you should be my friend. Well, if you multiply by 10, it's not... Got two.
The Collector just gets annoyed and says, why spend time complaining about it? Just watch something else. And just gets really mad towards you. Okay, it's Fred. So it's Fred the Head's turn, and he kind of feels very conflicting. This is his creator. This is the guy who controls him. So he just.
But we're bros.
Yeah, I know. He's very conflicted. Actually, let me roll for something. Okay, he just kind of goes back one step. If he had legs, he would be one step, but he's a floating head. Okay, it's the Collector's turn. So he's very annoyed at Jack because he finds him a bit pompous. So he goes for a nice swing towards you, Oscar.
Me?
Yes, because he finds you pompous. Did I say Jack before?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I meant Oscar. Anyway, he swings at Oscar because he finds you pompous. Could you do a roll, maybe? Maybe a roll? I don't know.
Maybe.
Oof.
Yep, there we go. That sure is a one.
Unlike Jack, he doesn't throw you away. He manages to get your leg and pulls you all the way towards him. And now his foot is on top of your chest as his flaming head just stares down at you. You gain 20 stress.
Fuck. Castlevania music, because that's a Castlevania move.
Okay, Jack, it's your turn. You have no idea
Well-
what just happened. All you can do is run away or run towards the battle.
Can I make myself back there?
Yeah, you can run. You don't have a limp, so should be fine. You don't have to
Yay.
roll.
Oh, I did it anyway.
Well, you did it anyway. So you've just ran all the way back. You're kind of exhausted, and when you're there, you see Oscar's even further on, closer to him, and you're just kind of, oh, I have to run more. And the head, and you just kind of look towards the head, and you can see he's trying to say something, but you're deaf, so you just continue. Okay, Oscar, it's technically your turn now. So this guy has his foot. He's like you're properly stuck onto the ground. He's a very strong man.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Okay. So so this is a great move right now. So I pull out a big knife, a very noticeable knife. Like try to get him at the knee. In the meantime, like with my other hand, I sneaky pull out a small poison knife and try to hit him in the ankle.
All right, roll.
Okay. Oh shit, that's wrong. 20. Oh, Jesus. Four! No, it's a 4. It's not good.
A lovely 4. All right. Fucking, of course. He managed to crit, so the collector critically failed. So you manage to stab him, but only with the regular knife in his leg, and all he does is kick you back towards Jack and stuff.
But I stabbed him.
All right. Yeah, you did stab him, so he did gain damage, but he's really annoyed. All right, Fred head, so Oscar, you're kind of in between. So if there's a length between Jack and the collector, you're in between that length. So Fred the head is kind of behind Jack, and he kind of whispers in Jack's ears, "I'm sorry," as his eyes start glowing hugely blue.
What?
Jack doesn't hear this,
No.
but Fred the head puts his spine on the back of Jack's head, and Jack, you suddenly feel the urge to kill Oscar. You just your eyes turn blue and you feel the urge to kill Oscar. And so now it's the collector's turn, and the collector kind of just walks back into the darkness and just kind of leaves Oscar with and just says, "I'll leave you with my gift." So Oscar,
What?
So Jack, it's your turn. So the collector leaves. He's not part of the battle anymore. So Jack, it's your
Can you
turn.
get the trait now?
Jack, it's your
Can you
turn.
get the traits now?
Yeah.
No,
Can you get the traits
no.
now?
The battle's still on, Oscar, but it isn't against the collector anymore. Jack, you suddenly
Hey,
have.
what's Fred the head stance, by the way?
Fred the head is basically connected to Jack. He's attached
You have
to
to
Jack.
fight Fred the head?
You have to fight Jack and Fred the head. But Fred the head is not going to do anything. He just is latched onto Jack.
Yeah.
So Jack, you just have a complete urge to kill Oscar. You have no other urges. So what you do?
I go for a run up and have a swing.
You have a swing, a nice.
I have a swing.
All right, roll.
Swing.
Oscar, you
17.
roll. Oscar, you roll.
Bad.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
Fair.
So Jack goes for the swing, and Oscar manages to stop the Morning Star with his hand, and you just go up to him and you say, "Please, God, please, no." Oscar, it's your turn.
Okay. I just like to look at Jack in the eye, and I said, "We brothers. We played Guitar Hero. Hit a
Can't
fat
hear you.
wink."
Yeah, he literally can't.
Okay, never mind then. I just hit him with a knife. Just
You
stab
hit
him
him
in the
with a knife. All right, roll.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh, this computer's weird with like the tabs.
Oh
15.
shit.
You roll, Jack.
Ah yes.
You manage to hit
No
Jack
way.
in the leg, but Jack doesn't stutter. He doesn't do anything. He just stares down at you. Okay, Fred the
Oh
Head's
God.
turn. Fred the Head, still attached to Jack's neck, comes down towards Oscar and says, "I'm sorry, I don't want to do this." And then a sound radiating from the head, not from his mouth, but just from the head itself, says, he's not sorry, he's mine." And then, Oscar, it's your turn. Oh crap, I dropped my pen.
So like,
No,
can
no,
you,
wait. It's
can
not
you
your.
repeat that?
It's not your turn. It's Jack's turn. So as soon as
Yeah,
Fred apologizes, and then a ghostly sound from his head says, "No, I'm not sorry." Jack, what do you want to do? It's your choice. It's your choice. He's still on the floor, by the way. So
I can I raise my foot up and smash it down on him?
yeah, go ahead, roll.
What?
10.
Okay, Oscar, you roll.
Ah,
12.
shit.
Oscar manages to roll out of the way as your foot comes smashing down, and it takes you a while to even notice that he rolled away. Oscar, it's your go.
My go. I run to. Okay, so Fred the Head. What's Fred the Head doing, by the way?
Fred the Head is he looks extremely sad as he's attached to Jack. He looks like he doesn't want to do this.
I look at Fred. Is Fred? Is he conscious? Does he look conscious?
Yeah, he's conscious.
I said, Fred. What happened, Fred? I thought we were brothers. We were thought destroying brothers, and now this.
Fred the Head says, "The collector creates me and the collector controls me. If you got to kill me, you have to kill me."
I run to where the collector left, and I'm gonna fucking.
Oh, so you just leave battle with Jack?
Yeah, I leave. I run to where the collector is, to where he went.
Oh, holy shit! Now that's
If I
interesting.
want to, if I want to save my beloved Fred, I have
Also, Jack,
kill
I
the
forgot
collector.
to mention. As soon as you were possessed by Fred, you're at 0% stress because you were not controlling
Yay.
anything you're doing. Oscar, your stress increases by 10% because your friend has betrayed you. You're fighting your other friend. Okay, but no, actually, make it 5 because you're brave enough to still go after the collector. So
So more +5.
yeah.
Oh shit, my stress is really high.
Yeah, your stress is
What is it?
71%. All right. So
Well,
you go after, and the collector kind of just turns around knowing that you are coming. So, Oscar, what do you want to do?
Just all of the knives I have on me, everything in.
All right.
Hurl them with like fury of 1,000 suns.
Roll.
better be a good fucking roll then.
Yeah. Oh, look, sorry, please. 17 is not bad.
Oh, wait, how much did you get? He critically
So
fails. He just, knife after knife after knife, he goes against the wall and limps down as his flame dwindles and dwindles and dwindles. He's not dead yet, but he kind of just sits there going, "Fuck you." And as he says that, Jack jumps out of the darkness and swings at you. Could you do a roll, Jack and Oscar? So basically, the collector, he can't fight. He's too weak to fight now. But he's going to make Jack fight you.
Fuck.
Oh! Oh! Oscar,
Oh.
you're knocked down. You're on the ground, face on ground. Jack just knocked you back. Oh my god, your stress, bloody hell. No, actually, your stress went down by 20 because you took down the collector, but increased by 10, so
Yeah.
minus 10 stress for you there.
Minus 10.
Yeah, minus 10. Alright, okay. Oscar, it's you. So, the collector is like, he's almost dead, but you have to concentrate on Jack or he will kill you next round.
Do I have to?
You are 1 hit from death at this point.
I am?
Yes.
Okay, so I throw a knife at Jack just to underhand. I don't really care, just to distract him, and I run towards collector with a big boy knife in my hand and just plunge it in his.
All right, roll. Not a roll
Oh,
for
fuck.
Jack this time, actually. Just a roll from Oscar.
17.
So,
Okay, some good rolls.
so Jack isn't distracted, but Fred is. So Jack doesn't do anything. The collector rolled an 11. So you get up to the collector in time, but the collector realizes what you're trying to do and commands Fred to command Jack to stop you. So Jack manages with godlike speed to catch you in his grasp. So Jack, you're holding on
godlike
to
speed.
yeah, with godlike
Okay.
speed. So Jack, you have
Okay,
him in
wait,
your
can,
grasp.
can I do something real quick?
What? Yeah, sure.
Can I attach a knife to my beret and toss it at a James Bond villain to the collector?
Yeah, sure. Roll.
No.
Let me roll for the collector. No, you miss. It goes past his head. He stands up, enraged, and he comes over. He does. You think he comes towards you, but he runs past you and grabs Fred the head in his palm, and then puts his other palm on Fred the head, and attempts to crush it.
Fred the head? The
Yes,
collector.
Fred the head. He keeps on screaming, "You failed me! You failed me! You failed me!" Let's roll for the collector. Okay. And let's roll for Fred. Okay. He keeps on crushing. You can actually hear cracks of skull from Fred.
No, Fred.
Fred screams for help from you and releases Jack. Jack, you have full control over yourself. Oscar, you're free from his
Hit his hands.
grasp.
Hit his hands. Okay.
Jack, it's your turn.
Okay.
Jack, you're at 0 stress. You have no idea. It's like you went to bed and now you
Save
suddenly
Fred.
woke up.
Save Fred.
Okay.
Save Fred.
You
Save
see
Fred.
Oscar on the floor in complete pain, almost at the point of death, and you see the collector crushing ahead. What do you do?
Wait, so do I still hate Oscar?
No, you don't hate Oscar anymore. Because you only hated Oscar because Fred was controlling you. But so think about it. The head that betrayed you is now being crushed by the collector, and Oscar is almost dying on the floor. So that's your situation.
Did I do like a full 180 swing into the back of the collector's?
Yeah, sure. Roll.
Oh shit. 7.
Let me roll for the collector. You do it. You hit him on the back. It does no damage to him, even though he's like really weak at this point. He lets go of Fred, and Fred's first instinct is to come over to Oscar and help him up. The collector turns around and bitch smacks you across the face. Could you roll?
Bitch, please.
Oh shit.
Oh, he got a 5 as well, and you managed to get a 2 on the one time the collector actually does a bad roll. All right. So when he smacks you, you fall on your ass onto the ground. You kind of look up. His flame is getting brighter, which means he's just getting angrier.
Where is his chain whip during all this, by the way?
It's in his trench coat. So he's about to take it out, but it's your turn, Oscar.
So can I throw a knife at the hand that like to disarm him?
Yeah, sure.
I do that.
Yeah, roll. Let's roll for
13.
Let's roll for the collector. You manage to hit the collector's hand, and he drops his whip. But he grabs the knife out of his hand and he attempts to shoot it at Fred.
No.
All right, let's roll for collector. Let's roll for Fred. Do you want to know how much Fred got?
How much?
12.
Crit.
12.
Okay,
No, he got a 12. That's
Oh.
pretty good. Do you want to know how much the collector got?
Crit.
He got 19. He got 19.
Okay.
So as you're basically leaning on Fred as he helps you up, you suddenly fall to the ground as Fred's been knocked back and is basically dying on his deathbed. Oscar, what do you do? Your friend is dying.
No. fuck? Okay. Is there anything I can do to help him?
Um.
Like, to make
Well, it
him
depends
not
how. I don't know. That's up to you. If you come up with a creative idea, I can only support it.
okay. So I have a limp. I don't watch anime, and I pull off a beanie, a beret.
You have a beret.
I threw my beret away.
You didn't throw. Yeah,
What
you
was
did.
Jack? Yeah, I did throw it. Oh, I'm gonna Guitar Hero. Um. Okay.
This is sad.
So I.
Oscar's like
Okay.
looking for
So
any reason to save this man, and he said
I pick up the chain whip and I use the chains to make a makeshift guitar. And using my experience in Guitar Hero, I play a chant of healing.
oh, that's actually pretty good. All right, roll.
Yeah, please. Please. All I want is Fred to be safe. 12.
Oh, let's roll for Fred's health. Okay. Well, Oscar, congratulations. Fred kind of just spits a bit of blood and says, go get him, big boy." As so now that the collector
I caress his cheek and say, I'll probably be late for dinner. And I just run to
Okay. Now, Jack, it's your turn. You're on your bum, looking up at this big lantern man, and you're. What do you do?
I want to do an intense strategic assessment to see if I could just find any way I could take him out.
All right, roll.
Let's watch this. 11.
11.
Mm.
You notice if you look under his trench coat, he doesn't actually have much of a body. It's just attached body parts to themselves to create his body. And they're not even the right place. You see a face on his belly, you see a toe sticking out of his knee. He kind of doesn't know what anatomy is. Alright, so what do you do then?
Shit. I said apparently a strategic genius, but not a biology genius.
Alright. So what do you do, Jack? You have to do something.
Can I like raise my morning star up right into his crotch?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Wait, what does he have in his crotch? Could be.
He feels nothing. He has nothing in his crotch. He doesn't know what anatomy is. Okay, Oscar, it's the collector's turn actually. So the collector looks down and someone's just thrown a morning star up into his crotch, and he kind of just punches straight down at Jack. So Jack, if you could do a roll.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Again, he rolled a 7. How come every time he rolls bad, you roll worse? Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So he hits you on the head. It doesn't do much damage, but you are now basically on your knees, and it looks like you're bowing down to him. Oscar, it's your turn.
Me. So, right, you know how when you you have like a long piece of string, and if you hit it against like your finger or your wrist, it goes around. You know.
What?
What?
You know those like snap-on bracelets you can snap around your wrist.
Yes.
Like, you know, you can also do that with like just a piece of rope string. Like if you hit it very hard, it'll just go around several times.
Yes. Yes.
Can I just with the whip, the long chain whip that I got because of the guitar thing, I just try to do that around his neck. So I just swing it horizontally very hard.
All right, sure, go ahead.
What is that?
You attempt to use the whip to entangle it around his neck, but you manage to entangle it around yourself, and now you can't move. Fred the Head comes over to you and tries to untangle you, but finds it a hard time because he doesn't have hands. Jack, it's your turn. This guy just punched you. What are you gonna do?
Can I just run to somewhere safer? but still in the battle zone, so that I'm not like directly underneath him.
Yeah, sure. You do flee. Wait, let me roll for that.
19 and
Yeah.
flee.
You manage to escape. He doesn't even notice that you're gone until you're already gone. So you're ready in battle stance, so further away from him, ready for any attack. Now it's the collector's turn, and he sees that you've gone away, but he sees that Oscar managed to entangle himself, so he runs towards Oscar and goes for an entire pounce on top of him. Oscar, could you please roll to see what happens?
Roll.
Wait, I'll do it. Alright, wait. Your endurance isn't high enough, so he jumps on you and he's about to pound both fists on your almost dead body, but then suddenly you hear a whip from Fred as he whips his own master with his spine.
Yeah.
And the collector just pounds on the ground next to you, and he's basically almost dead at this point. It'll take one more hit to kill the collector. And Fred is just so emotionally confused, and he just goes away. He just walks away from this. Alright, Oscar, it's your turn. You can try to untangle yourself.
Okay, no. So still tangled. I get up and just... So that I have chains around my body, and if someone body slam you with chains, that would hurt, because they're hard chains. So I just jump on the collector, like...
Alright, roll for
as hard as I can.
I want to...
metal chains from...
Yeah, sure, roll.
20. 18!
18. Yep, you manage to get up. You manage to body slam him.
Ooh.
And finally, finally you see the lights on his head go out. And as that happens, the entire cave suddenly becomes really dark as you realize that was the only source of light. The only light left are from the lights in Fred's the blue glowing light from Fred's eyes. And Fred says, "Okay, well, I guess I'll lead the way out." Also, throughout that battle, Jack, you lost 5% of stress.
So I'm at -5.
Oh wait, no, I was looking at the wrong thing. No, if you had, I thought you already had 45. No, you would have gained. No, let me think. You woke up. You were in a stressful situation. That would have been that much. Then, no, you would be at right now. You would have been at 35. Then -10. -5 for the dodge. So you're at 30%.
Really?
Yeah. Well, don't forget, you woke up, you had 0 stress, but then you got attacked multiple times by this huge, gigantic being you were doing no damage to.
You didn't give me any stress with it, though.
Yeah, no, because I forgot, so I'm adding it all up
Alright.
now. Oscar, so wait, you are at 61, then Fred almost died, so that was just plus 30 right there. But then you save Fred, which is -25. So
I gained 5, so I'm at 71.
Yes, you're at 71. Then you try and tangle him, you tangle yourself, that's +10. Then you manage to kill him, which is -5, so that's...
Well, how is killing the big boss only -5 while having a piece of chain around you is +10?
Well, no, because you know, as a fact, it's harder to calm down than it is to stress yourself. That's what I am taking account in. So that means you're at 71%, I think.
No, it's 76.
76. Alright, well, fine, that's your own doom.
No, mine 71, 71, 71.
Okay, so the battle's over. So let's do some skill checks. It doesn't matter because that was basically the last battle, but let's do it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll to see if you get positive or negative traits.
Let's get -1. Let's get. I haven't got -1 this whole game, by the way.
Yeah, I know. So it's about time.
52.
You definitely got a -1. All right.
Yeah, with 71, 76. Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
11.
Oh, you also get a -1. Well, that's great.
We got big dig.
Let's see. So roll again to see what negative traits you get.
37.
37 and 10.
I got an actual bad one. Fuck.
No, you rolled 30, Oscar.
No. I
No,
got-
yeah, no, you.
Oh,
The
yeah.
dice you rolled was 30. Roll again.
Oh, sorry.
God dang it, Oscar.
100.
Okay, well, 100. There you go.
13.
13.
Not much difference.
Okay, so 30. No, wait, 37 would be. Let's see. So you are attractive, but in a bad way.
Nice.
No,
What?
not nice.
He's what?
Let's say
Attractive, but in a bad way.
Let's say you enter a bar, you would be the one who would be 100% roofied. You are attractive for the wrong reasons. Oscar, you got a 13, right? 13
Yep.
is you have hemophilia. That means
Cool.
oh shit! Wait, you're at your deathbed, aren't you?
Huh?
Those wounds aren't gonna heal.
Oh no, am I gonna die?
your wounds can't heal because you have hemophilia.
Oh yeah, my leg is completely destroyed, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh god.
No.
Okay. So Fred, so you and Fred and Jack, you start going out of the mine. You have wasted the mine. You've managed to get out. You and Fred kind of stare at each other. Fred knows that there's no way you can survive what you just been through and kind of helps you to lie down next to the mine. And Fred says, I can't live much longer without the collector's power.
No.
So Fred cuddles up under your arm and says, but I'm happy I died with a friend.
Bro.
Jack,
Well,
you
now.
you don't know what they just said to each other, but you know it was beautiful. And you watch as both of them die in each other's arms.
So Oscar's dead?
Yes,
I'm dead.
Oscar's dead. Poor little Oscar is dead now. So, Jack, as that happens, you look around and behind you, there comes the mine owner, and he says, "Oh well, I see you did your job. What was it in the first place? Oh God, what are these two dead bodies here? Is that just the head? Okay, before you leave, take that out. I don't want that here. And here's 10 gold. So what was it anyway? You had no idea what he said, but you were happy you got 10 gold. And that's the end of the D&D.
And
I lose all stress, I got 10 gold.
Well, there you go, guys.
But I am...
I love how Oscar only died because he got a bad trait at the end. That's the only reason why Oscar died. Well...
Wait. I got a funny jokey to make.
Okay. Well,
literally what happened to me and Fred.
Oh well, no one's gonna see this in the sing, but okay.
No, you can put.
That is you and Fred. Well, thank you everybody for listening, watching. I don't know, letting us be annoying in your ear. Okay, bye.